Assalamualaikum and greetings. I am Ahmad Ifas Azraim bin Muhammad Azman, and together with my partner Mia Amanabi bin Mia Azman, we would like to present our research proposal entitled The Impact of Smart Tourism Technology on Tourist Satisfaction in Melaka. This research examines how smart tourism technology influences tourist satisfaction and tourist intention to revisit Melaka. Before we begin the presentation, let me briefly introduce our research team. This research was conducted by two researchers. My name is Ahmad Fasazwain bin Muhammad Azman, and my partner is Mio Amanabi bin Mio Azman. For this presentation, I will present the introduction sections, which includes the background of the study, research gap, problem statement, research objective, research questions, and scope of the study. After that, my partner will continue with the remaining sections of the presentation. Now, let us begin with the background of the study. The tourism industry is experiencing rapid digital transformation around the world. Today, tourists increasingly depend on smart tourism technologies such as mobile applications, online booking system, digital maps, and real-time information to plan and manage their trips. In Malaysia, the government encouraged digital transformation the National Tourism Policy 2020 until 2030 and the Smart Tourism 4.0 initiative. This initiative aimed to improve tourism service and enhance tourist travel experience. Melaka, as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, has also adopted various smart tourism technology. Tourists can easily access digital maps, QR codes, online information, and other digital services while visiting the destinations. However, despite this development, it is still important to determine whether this technology actually improves tourist satisfaction. Therefore, this study focuses on examining the relationship between smart tourism technology and tourist satisfaction in Melaka. Although many studies have examined smart tourism technology, several research gaps remain. Most previous studies focused on technology adoption rather than tourist satisfaction. In addition, only a limited number of studies have integrated the four dimensions of smart tourism technology into a single framework. Furthermore, previous studies conducted in Melaka are still limited. Therefore, this study extends the technology acceptance model by examining how smart tourism technology influences tourist satisfactions and revisit intentions among tourists visiting Melaka. Smart tourism technology are increasingly implemented in tourism destinations including Melaka. However, previous studies have reported inconsistent findings regarding whether this technology truly improves tourist satisfactions. Moreover, there is still limited empirical evidence focusing specifically on Melaka. Since tourist satisfaction is an important factor that influences revisit intentions, the study aimed to investigate the relationship between smart tourism technology, tourist satisfactions, and tourist intention to revisit. Based on the problem statement, the study has 5 research objectives. The first objective is to examine the influence of technology accessibility on tourist satisfactions. The second objective is to examine the influence of ease of use on tourist satisfactions. The third objective is to examine the influence of information quality on tourist satisfactions. The fourth objective is to examine the influence of digital tourism service on tourism satisfaction. Finally, the fifth objective is to examine the influence of tourist satisfactions on revisit intention. To achieve this objective, 5 research questions were developed. The first 4 questions examine whether technology accessibility, ease of use, information quality, and digital tourism service influence tourist satisfactions among tourists visiting Melaka. The final research question examines whether tourist satisfactions influence tourist intention to revisit Melaka. This research question provides the tuitions for this study. The study is conducted in Melaka and involves both domestic and international tourists visiting the destinations. A quantitative research approach is adopted using a cross-sectional research design where data are collected at a single point in time. The respondent will be selected using the convenient sampling method because it is practical and appropriate for collecting data from tourists during their visit. The scope defines the boundaries of the study and ensures that the research objective can be achieved effectively. I will now pass the presentation to my partner for the next session. Thank you.
This slide presents the conceptual framework of our study. The framework is adapted from the Technology Acceptance Model, or TAM, developed by Davis in 1989. We propose that 4 independent variables: technology, accessibility, ease of use, information quality, and digital tourism services will influence tourist satisfaction. Tourist satisfaction then acts as the mediating variable and is expected to positively influence revisit intention, which is the dependent variable. The framework is supported by previous studies that found tourists who perceive digital tourism technologies as accessible, easy to use, informative, and efficient tend to have more satisfying travel experience and stronger intentions to revisit the destination. Therefore, this framework provides the basis for testing the proposed relationship in the context of Melaka. This study offers several important contributions. From an academic perspective, it extends the application of the technology acceptance model in the smart tourism context and contributes empirical evidence from a heritage tourism destination. From the government perspective, the findings can support the implementation of the National Tourism Policy 2020 to 2030 and provide useful insights for MOTEC in improving smart tourism initiatives. For the tourism industry, the study can help tourism stakeholders enhance digital tourism services, improve service quality, and strengthen destination competitiveness. For tourists, better digital services may improve travel experiences, increase satisfaction, and encourage revisits intention. Finally, the study can serve as a valuable reference for future researchers interested in smart tourism and tourist behavior. Moving on to literature review. This slide summarizes the key findings from the literature review. Previous studies have shown that smart tourism technology can improve tourist experiences and destination competitiveness. Easy access to digital technologies increases tourist satisfaction, while technologies that are easy to use are more likely to be accepted by tourists. Researchers have also found that accurate and timely information improves travel decision-making, and efficient digital tourism services enhances the convenience and the service quality. Furthermore, satisfied tourists are more likely to revisit destination and recommend it to others. However, there are still limited studies conducted in Melaka, and few studies have integrated all 4 smart tourism technology dimensions within a single framework. These gaps provide the main justification for conducting this research. This part covers the research methodology. The study adopts a quantitative research design because it aims to collect numerical data and statistically examine the relationship among the study variables. A cross-sectional approach is used, meaning that data will be collected from the respondents at a single point in time. The study focuses on domestic and international tourists visiting Melaka who have experience using smart tourism technology during their trip. A non-probability convenience sampling technique is employed, where respondents are selected based on their availability and willingness to participate. Following the recommendation of Ayres and colleagues, the target sample size is at least 250 respondents, which is considered sufficient for the planned statistical analysis. For the research instrument, data will be collected using a structured questionnaire. The questionnaire consists of 7 sections. Section A gathers demographic information, while Section B to E measures the 4 independent variables, which are the technology accessibility, ease of use, information quality, and digital tourism services. Section F measures tourist satisfaction, and Section G measures revisit intention. All items will be measured using a 5-point Likert scale ranging from 1, strongly disagree, to 5, strongly agree. This scale is widely used because it is easy for respondents to understand and suitable for statistical analysis. Now moving on to data collection. The data collection process begins with a pilot study to evaluate the clarity, reliability, and validity of the questionnaire. After that, the actual survey will be conducted by distributing questionnaires to domestic and international tourists visiting Melaka. Data will be collected at major tourist attractions, including Jonker Street, A Famosa, Stadhuis, Christchurch, and the Melaka River Cruise. Participation is entirely voluntary, and respondents will be informed about the purpose of the study before completing the questionnaire. Their responses will remain anonymous and confidential. Finally, all completed questionnaires will be screened to remove incomplete or invalid responses before the data analysis stage. After that, it's data analysis. The collected data will be analyzed using IBM SPSS statistics. First, descriptive analysis will be used to summarize respondents' demographic profiles and the characteristics of the collected data. Next, reliability analysis using Cronbach alphas will be conducted to assess the internal consistency of the measurement items. Finally, multiple regression analysis will be performed to examine the effects of technology accessibility, ease of use, information quality, and digital tourism services on the tourist satisfaction, as well as the effect of tourist satisfaction on revisit intention. The result will then be used to determine whether the proposed hypotheses are supported. In conclusion, smart tourism technology has become an essential element in improving tourist experiences and destination competitiveness. This study examines how technology accessibility, ease of use, information quality, and digital tourism services influence tourist satisfaction and revisit intention among tourists visiting Melaka. The technology acceptance model serves as a theoretical foundation for explaining the relationships among these variables. The findings are expected to provide useful insights for tourism authorities, industry practitioners, and future researchers, while also contributing to the sustainable development and digital transformation of tourism in Melaka. That is all from us. Thank you.